Okay, have fun now, guys. Now they hear me now. Now they see me everywhere clear. Victor Sato, thank you very much. Sam Skito, I see you. Osato, I see you. Dennis, don't show. I see you, I see you, I see you. So I did be now. How today? So everywhere clear, Abi. Okay, make I open Visual Studio Code. Now open the project. Me na power tap, I beg. I almost reach like 100,000. This now me na the power tap as we they receive the clamor with the power tap, and then more share the live so that other people go fit join. We supposed finish that drum part today, and I go introduce maybe 1 or 2 new concepts. So. Okay, so okay, so sharply. Me na share, me na the like. I won't start like this. So Victor Sato, they paste that thing immediately after every comment. They paste and. So yep. So make I commot this thing. Now this audio current time I be one show us yesterday most was as it take the work. So let me make the thing roll finish, make I play am. Wahala. When it come out, so make I go live like this. Today class we no at all. Now wow, this waiting that they call the chop system memory. See CPU 100%. Waiting they happen. Wahala. Okay. When I see something first. Now remember say now remember say yesterday we still talk about how to command this transition. But before that time, before I command that, as we hit them, say me come before I command that thing, I want me to notice something what they do. I want they press like that A now continuously. To notice about the sound pa continuously as they press on. But just watch. I dey press am continuously like this, oh. But as you say, they do papa. Make I show camera, make I bend and come my hand well, so that I fit see my hand well. Let me put this off. When I first fit see my hand for the keyboard well. Okay, let me reload it again. So now they see. I dey press am continuously. The amount of time why I dey press am no be take the sound. You see, I dey press am but in dey do pa. So una understand what I mean with that matter. So what it mean now be say the thing dey wait till the audio play finish. We no want am like that at all in any way. How we want am na say you get wetin they call current time, just like the way this audio dot play dey. We get what we have to just do now before anything play, before the audio dot play. We just say audio dot current time. Yeah, I think this is it. It's equals to 0, if I'm not mistaken. So what is the thing go do now? Say, you know, from the word current time now, if I put my mouse on top, whether it go give us what it mean. Let's see. anyways, audio dot current time, the thing go return the playing time of that audio to 0. So now doing that now, if I come back here, make I still show on my hand so that I'll see and where. If I do, that's say it on the work well now. The more I press and thing they play, because after every hit, if you want to run that function again, it go return the time of the playing to 0. That's it. So the thing happen at many times now. Hope you now understand what I just explained just now. Hope you now understand. Now let me know before I continue the next thing. Hope you now understand what I just explained now. I dey wait for una response. Me na the power tab, me na the share continuously. Now wow, whether na my network never load now, waiting na the load now, no. Okay, you say make I explain again. Say network cut your side. I say if we dey press, make I comot that current time now. Make I save am. I want make you dey see my keyboard. Make I come back here. You see how fast I dey press this A. The thing no dey sound like that. The thing pa. See the way my hand they move for this A. But instead they do pa, but it's supposed to do that by the way they press am. So I say the problem now say the function they wait till the audio play finish. Even though na split second. But so we want use before the thing play, we want make it return the audio. The present time, the current time where the audio dey, we want make it return the thing to 0. So whatever they play, they go always go back to 0 before you play another one. Hope say you understand. So if I do that now, if I save, let me put it down so you can see my hand now. So if I do it like that, if I do, make it load. So you can see my hand now. The more I press them, the more they show that thing. They see them. As I press them, they show them continuously. Hope say you now understand. Now you don't understand what I try to explain, Abi. Hope say you don't understand that. Sam Skido, you understand now? Exactly. Nikki J, Alpha, you new in this class. Welcome. Thank you for sharing. So now, the thing what we need to do now, as we don't press this thing, we need to comot that what they call it, that border where we put. Now here I want to make listen very, very, very well. I need you guys to listen very, very well because it get what we go use to take package am. Oh, Juliet, oh, nice. You first say you did this class truly. That's amazing. Welcome. Hold on, I'm trying to check something up. Okay, so let's move on. The next thing that I say, I want to explain this part now, make I think well. We need to check when this thing don't transition. You know, say if you press one, it go it go put that border. We need to check when it don't put that border, then we'll come out. But we know if we check with CSS if it don't put border. But get one thing we will use check. For some we use transition, but transition gets some other things where they will probably need to add. Sorry. Where they will probably need to add join. Make I show now what I mean. I come on this charger. When I see this thing and this border and the border shadow, if I say more we use transition gets some other things like Like this place now, you see I say all blah blah and is. But so we get another thing to use. What if we put transform first? Just now go so you see what I want to use that for. Transform, we can't do transform, we'll do scale. I don't teach you this one before. Scale to be 1.1. Let's do it like that. That's if we put that plain class now, it's supposed to swell up. Nobody bother go hard now. It's supposed to swell up. Let's see it. So you see say it didn't swell up. Now see say it not be like me I come out and me for see the difference. Now see say normally you know the only put border, but if we can't hold on please. Hello? Hello? Yeah, I can't talk now. I'm in class. You have to wait for like an hour. I'm in class. I'm in another class. Yeah. Okay, so make I return that one, come back now. If I return and come back, I reload. Now, since as I press and the thing they increase more. Now they understand. Yeah, now TikTok Studio, yes. No be OBS I they use on a TikTok. Oh. TikTok never they allow OBS. You get where you go reach before they will give you some keys to tell you use OBS on a TikTok Studio. And you get where you need to work reach before they can give you TikTok Studio. They say their matter hard for TikTok. So you understand? And that their TikTok Studio now no day for Mac. Now only Windows. And if they drag Windows, as I they use the charger when they power my Windows well now. I think they drag my system weller. Okay, so when I see say the thing they swell up, that means they transform the work. Now that transform we won't use. Hope say that they with me. Now that transform, we go use check whether the thing don't transform finish. We'll use this thing, this transform to check whether this thing don't transform, this don't transform. We'll come use and check. Say, okay, if it don't transform finish, maybe we convert the play. Meaning, I would like to, like outside here now, come here. I want to create one function. That I can call on function remove transition. Or if you say, or no, say remove transform and border. Don't mind me. I just want it to be explanatory. And then we'll use that event matter. No be say they take argument. I mean, I don't forget. I thought say in this case I won't use them as event. So I go check if. Normally, we're supposed to use something like to check whether it don't transform finish. I go use if statement. E.property. What's the color again? Let me check my this thing. Property name. We'll check if the property name no equal to transform. Now, no say this is not equal to. Now, no nabi. Transform. Make a return nothing. That's if no be say if the thing no transform, no do anything. Just like with the way we do them for here. If no be audio, no print anything. Come on. If no be transform, no do anything. Then we can say E. That's what I want to write. Okay, yeah. E dot target dot class list. That's whatever target where the thing be. Class list dot remove. We can remove that playing. Sorry. Now what the function go do with that? The function we want you use and first check whether the thing, the property, whatever property, can be transition, it can be background, it can be anything. So now the property name will they check. If you know you want to transform, no do anything. So then continue to eTarget.ClassList.remove playing. You understand? So now how do we do it? Now just function we create, we never apply them for anything at all. Now just function and we create. So how we'll take do the next thing we want to do like this? So make I check my we go need to come outside this window. I go create a constant of keys. Now these keys are the call. Open. this particular keys, una dey see am. Na these keys. Una dey see am na bi? I say these keys, sorry. This key. I just dey look say this one na one na so I come. Na this key na I wan call. This key like this na I wan call. So I want you know see the many, all of them, the many we get class name with many. So I go say, so that's why I change that to keys. Since I don't already use key for years, so I might use this one keys. It's equals to document dot query selector. All I want select all. That's all the this thing we get. Man, look whether anybody don't comment. Okay. So all the class, all the div we get that keys. We get dot keys. Sorry, key. You now understand? You know, say this one now the whole pseudocode now we call. This one now we they call only these guys. All the ones we get this key. You now get. Okay, so that being said, you now say automatically. If now remember what I teach you now the first time with this query selector all, it means when we use selector all, it automatically means say na array, meaning na more than one, because of course we have more than one here. If we want only one, we go either just say query selector, then we'll put the whatever index for here. So this one an array of all, meaning say I will take no. How do we know? We go say my console.log type of keys. Now see that this key class they might come out every other thing for here. We just use that one. Take observe. Make I come out every other thing. Then make I run them, mark come this place. Yeah. So where console. It's saying an object, of course. When you see object, it's still missing an array. So now what is that type of now? So we at the title I say this thing now don't become say na array to show us. So if since na array now, what's gonna do with me? You might check my feed. Okay, make I increase font size. I always forget. Okay, I think it's good like this, Abi. It don't clear like this now. Everywhere don't clear like this. Thank you, Dennis, for sharing. Me not the power tab, me not the share. Me not the power tab, me not the share. Okay, so now since now, ma come out this one. Since this thing now na array, what we want actually do now say we suppose just come write key dot add event listener. We'll say make a remove transition. But how do we target each one? Since now array, una remember the for each statement. Say we use for each statement to take say when we draw for each statement, we put something inside to say for each of this array do so. So now remember now how we take the user I is equals to 0, which is the starting point. Then we'll constantly say I, the length of I now we say I is equals less than or equal to keys dot length. So now remember Abi. Then we'll constantly say I plus. That's incremental by 1. Abi. So now this I now be the index. Now remember. So now we'll come put keys. Now we'll just come put keys by index of I, meaning from this I now it represents this start from 0. So you will come the day incremental, the length and you come the day incremental. So meaning 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like that. If now thank you, Yemi Eric. Yemi Eric, you don't tell. So what am I saying, self? I don't lost. Okay. So meaning it will affect each of those keys this thing one by one. So we'll say we'll come add event listener. Add event listener. I'm running this thing on battery. But we'll just go sharp. Now what we want to check is say we want to check on transition. When I read on and later on transition end. That's when the transition don't end. You now understand? Just be like when we say on key down or on input on hand. And I know say add event listener, they take two arguments. They take the event and then go take a function. You now remember Abi, which is, and we don't already get our function for ground, which is this remove, transform, and border. So we'll just put on here. Now see. So for each of these keys, for each of these div, we get keys. Run this thing. Run this function. on the transition end, once transition don't end, and then on the transition end, that function will first check whether the thing, the property na transform. If no be transform, no do anything, then continue, remove the plane. So let's try, let's see if our stuff work. Let's see whether our stuff work. Okay, let me remove this now. So now this here, the more my show on my hand, as I press her now on the transition end, it go come out and it go come out that plane. Now this here, so I have a bug there, but let's check, let's check. Should I snare the year? I don't misplay whatever I don't misplay, and I go correct am for na this thing. So una see say it actually makes sense. So by the end of the transition, remove or perform that function. Alpha, also now understand what I just do so. Or I no worry, when I watch am again, I go understand. So now see now each one. I don't plug charger, that's why the thing they sound late. Oh. You know they sound, I don't plug that charger again. So, but una understand what I just do just now. So you might want to spend time to look at the function before you ask me any question. When you don't attend, when you don't go watch am for YouTube again. Look what in this function they do. You need probably you need to Google this property name at the rush because I get another class very soon, so that's why they are shown now. So Google this thing. I don't tell you about this event thing for the first class where I hold on this thing when we build up. So now the concept. Then I tell you, I say another way they will still use build them without using this key code. You know, say since Visual Studio Code don't even underline, I mean say don't they deprecated. We go use another one. So I think the thing makes sense. So actually by default like this now, as this project day, we don't finish them. But professionally, I know they like write these 4 statements. And they like write within the they call for each. Make a Google out for that. For each. I know say maybe some of now don't know for each statement. Now remember say I thought say that through project I want to introduce some things to now. Someone just say for each statement in JavaScript. For each statement be like for loop now what we use. But they also apply JavaScript array for each. They apply to arrays. Then I will show now how we take the work. Then we go use them instead of loop. You understand? Now that you're getting the sound. This is my charger. Okay, so now see now. JavaScript array for each. When I follow up, when I follow my explanation. Calls a function for each element in fruit. That's the fruit now at the array. You see the array. So the fruits dot for each element run this function. Or for each element do this, do that. Itinerary, okay, that's fine. But I know they use that for this class. Or if you write the itinerary code, send that for comment section, make us see them. You no cross, no crown. So it says though fruits dot for each of these fruits, for each run the function. It's just very, very simple. It's easier to understand, self. Una understand. So for each of these fruits, run that function. Then let's see. The for each method calls a function for each element in an array. Now, which I just talked with that. And then they can talk say the for each method is not executed for empty elements. It no go work for empty elements. So let's see. So we have array here. For each run the function is takes an argument sum plus equals to items. Now know what this thing mean. Meaning the initial state of sum, add this to it, and add together and still apply it to sum. Yeah. So then they still get another style. If you still use say item, index, and so it depends on how you want to take use them. Read make una, and I feel you read up on this night before una sleep. But I go just use, if I go write them now, make I come out this charger again. Since I don't already get that keys, I go say keys. For example, see the way they use them now from the beginning. When you create the function and the array, then you use the array name, take call the for it. So we'll say keys dot for each. You now understand? Then let me see. Then if we see here, should I use a function? I don't want to use function. I don't know what I make. Okay, let me just write it here. I go say key can be anything. We serve like the index or whatever. So it just be like this key now. They singularly mean each of this one like this. Then arrow function. Let me see. Arrow function. Blah. That same key dot add event listener. Now the same thing I just want to write transition end. Just the same thing, and then I'll run the function remove. Yeah, that's just it. So the for each statement, just read it up. Maybe I just read them up. I don't want to use and waste this class, or maybe I'll teach them again. But if you just read them up for W3 school, they're very, very easy to understand. So it means that for each of these elements, for each of the, so we'll even see whether it will work. Make I promote this one first. Yep. Let me see. Yeah. It work. In fact, for the tutorial where I follow, they use something like array. I think so. Array what? Let me see. We can see Google and whether we see array dot from. You know, see so, and it will still work, but this is a longer code. So we get the array from this thing, so that's still the same thing. Will still work. So, but the tutorial is over 7 years old, so we don't need this. Yeah. So let me comment that one out. You can either use this one or use this other one. Anyone will not want to use, but I prefer this one. It looks more professional to me. Yes, then it's thank you. At the power tap, me at the share. How many likes we get like this now? How many likes we get? Yes, Luaka. We get YouTube channel. See, Victor Sato, you know, do your work again, oh. See what Victor Sato post for up now. If you are new here, kindly go to our YouTube channel and search for Amos Pikins. Search for this name on YouTube. You go see TikTok classes, 4K, and a 4K like you get since. You know, me not increase that now. You see TikTok classes for web development. Go follow. I think the last video I posted yesterday now the 40th video. I've been at 48. I'll call on. That video number 40 be that one. So this one, if I post them now, this one will be number 41. So it makes sense. If you go learn from beginning, no be JavaScript alone with it. You don't start from web development, and it makes sense. Okay, so yes, all the classes they there from beginning. So if you still did this class, we prefer me at the con class, because if you know con class now, who I go teach? I know if you do video to post for that site, you understand. So any question? No cross, no cross. How far? Men are power tap, make the thing increase. 4K too small now. Now wow. Now many people know they see the algorithm, know they rate people come here. But yeah, now what will be the question when you want to ask Sato? Nikki Bella, what's up? Welcome. Okay. I be thinking say if you want to try that itinerary, this thing when you talk. Or is there a way we can use for? What is it they call that for in this one? So can we use it for here? For this, I don't think so. Yes, if you use any one, so far say the thing go fit iterate through the array. Many ways where they. So if you use any one way suits you. So yeah, we are done. No? This L know the sound. We don't put anything for the L. Let me see. Boom, boom. I may be too low. Okay, the sound you just low. We don't miswrite all the names. Me not rearrange the names, yeah. Yeah, Osato, thank you. Samskido, thank you for sharing. Me not the power tap made the go. And then I be one more me not the power tap made this in charts. I be one more we talk about that scoping where this guy talks more, where this guy teach us for Slack. If you know there our Slack group, try join. No crash, say more with the calm down. Okay, now me talk. Okay, more with the calm down. You know, there for the meeting we will hold today for huddle for Slack. No cross, no crime. Let's say you busy or you dey church. Today na Saturday, you don't go rehearsal. We'll be talk many things. If you ask them, may they gist you. We will talk about scope small. So that waiting no cross no cows can teach us. Make it for sync where. May we check inside this JavaScript something whether we'll see okay, let me come here. I know say you did there. So I told you I just stand for Slack later. I say scope in JavaScript. Things they happen for our Slack group well. So if you know this group, the link there for my bio. I hope the link is still working. If you know the woman, tell me so that I go change them. Okay, so more even first read this small thing where they write for here. They say Java variables declared within a JavaScript function become local. We don't want to start that way. We need to start by knowing the type of scope. Who go feel remind me how many type of scope where no cross no crown teach us. Me na the power tap. Who go feel remember the thing already shown I don't slow. No cross no crown first tell us say there is global scope, there is function scope. This function scope in call and local scope, and then talk say this one not too common block scope. Una remember be blessing and make all remember personal. Then let's leave block scope first. Though they don't say na ES3 na ES6 na bring up, but let's go to local scope, which is the same thing as the function scope. Thank you, Yemi Eric. Mo see as it dey be. I don't say me you call Steve. Okay, local variables declared within a JavaScript function becomes local to the function. So meaning as they create function like this variable wey dey inside. Now only inside this function it go fit work. It is a local variable like that. Or the column. That's why then for here the column function scope. Una understand? So then okay, there's a function scope still there. Okay, more they come. Local variable have function scope. They can only be accessed from within the function. Fine. Since local variables are only recognized inside their functions, variables with the same name can be used in different functions. So if we say let Osato be equal to 30 inside function 1, if we get function 3, we will say let the same Osato equal to this. If we use the same name they no be the same thing because the JavaScript engine go see them as different variable because they inside different functions. Now understand? They can say now function scope. JavaScript has function scope. Each function creates a new scope. Wahala. Variable defined inside the function are not accessible, visible from outside the function. Yes, of course. It's almost looking like local scope to me. Okay. Variable declared with var. Now here I want make una listen to. Because now here, now in no cross no crown, they try explain where that time. Variable declared with var, let, and const are quite similar when declared inside a function. They all have function scope, meaning they will behave the same way if they're inside function. Let me go back to beginning. Maybe they mentioned something I would want you people to see. Let me see. Okay, let's go on. We'll come back to that block scope later. Then they can say global scope or global variables. If a variable declared outside a function becomes global, meaning just here now, I'm going back to my JavaScript for here. Make una the power tap, I beg go, me na the share. We'll come back to this this thing. We'll come back to this one for here. Una go see say, you see, this variable what I create for here, this main body, with the beginning of the line. Now automatically global variable. Global means say every other things under fee assessor. Function no every other thing fee assessor. Now what did they try to be that? A variable declared outside a function becomes global variable. So outside that function, every other thing go fee assessor. So like this one, let car blah 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 Volvo be equal to Volvo. Code with the inside this function fee use this variable with the create here outside the function. I think they try explain with that. Then global scope. Interchangeably, there's global scope and there's global variable. Now the same, but in respect to variables. So variables declared globally outside any function. You see, they put that inside bracket. Have global scope. That's why I say now the same thing, but now the when they look at me in respect to variables. Global variables can be accessed from anywhere in a JavaScript program. You understand? So far it is outside the function, it can be accessed anywhere. Variables declared with var, let, const are quite similar when declared outside a block. Now there the confusion they start. Sometimes if they teach person, go say, var they behave like this, let them be. But when you come check and go say they behave the same way. You need to check inside where it they happen. Whether not inside the function, they go behave the same way if they did inside the same function. They go behave the same way if they did outside function. I don't know if you understand. So you have to put that in mind. They all have global scope. Var x equal to 2, let const all of them. Every other thing go fee assessor. So now in JavaScript, objects and functions are also variable. Of course, we don't talk about that one. Scope determines the accessibility of. They try to explain what this scope mean. Man, no skip and more reader. Scope determines the accessibility of variables. That's how the fee assess them for a different level, objects and function from different parts of the code. Now this thing make no cross, no crown. That's why they mention the name and they elaborate on what here explain that they take to see the difference between code running from up to down and executing. They explain the difference between running code running and then code executing. If now remember that day, now why he mentioned and that. So automatically global. If you assign a value to a variable that has not been declared, it will automatically become a global variable. Understand? So this code example will declare a global variable car name, even if the value assigned inside a function. Okay, so let's see. This code example will declare a global variable. Okay, fine. When I know why this variable will become global, you see, they don't even put whether a var or even if the value is assigned inside the function, because they don't run the function first outside. Let's keep going. Let's check. Now, I don't want to talk about this strict mode. Not yet. I get complete class for that strict mode. No cross, no crown. Don't beg me. Make I talk about that. Not yet. I get full class for that one. So, global variables in HTML. See warning. Do not create global variables unless you intend to. your global variable or function can override Windows variable. Una see am, and make sure say you dey look the name so you take dey create your global variable, may no go collide, clash with some keyword names for JavaScript. Any function, including the window object, can overwrite your global variables and function. Of course, okay. The lighter one, okay, let's leave all this one. So this one's not really. So I hope say I don't use that one. Throw small light. Though I'm arranging a full tutorial with code examples on this whole thing what I just explained. So but I just want me to just see them with what they call them with W3 school. So that's fine. The next one what I say we'll go do now, the one we will go do without using this key code. That will be the next class. We don't finish everything like this now, but we'll come do another one by editing this code, optimizing it. Where we say we no go use this one where they don't deprecate like this, or this one we don't deprecated. We no go use them. You now understand? So we will use key. We'll use key instead of code like this. Now see, I give the example for the other tutorial. So yeah, how many likes we get like this? That's all about this class. When we do one more project like this, we're going to explain some new things again for JavaScript done. Then we'll start moving on to other things. We'll go start enter year 6 and the rest. So any question on this matter? Yes, of course. Now, what did they talk with that for? That's based on waiting no cross no can write. If we no assign const, let, or var to any variable, it automatically becomes a global variable, no matter the position. Now, what did they talk with that for? Where even they say? Let me. I think it's down. Now, what did they mean for here be that? If they no add let, const, or var to a variable name, it automatically becomes a global variable. If you assign a value to a variable that has not been declared, notice in English they confuse sometimes, it will automatically become a global variable. You understand? So if I say you don't put, yeah, okay. So any questions before I end the class? Okay, we don't do 10.3K now. That's fine. Any question? Or can I close the class now? Yemi Eric, don't forget your lecture on Tuesday for Slack. Don't forget that one. Oh yeah, now yeah, me not power tap, me it reach 15K. Me not try. Yeah, me not try, me not your power tap, me reach 15K. I want make people they benefit from these things, especially the YouTube. Make people go they learn, maybe go they learn for their way. Yeah, me say God no go shame up. Say be no cross, no crown, now they talk now, so no fear. My own be say no cross, no crown. Me not make sure say I don't prepare that Slack. This in Slack no go work so that we'll know whether we'll use that Google meeting or be Google Meet, what you call on that day. So I think we should, where we did now, we don't need 15K so that we'll fit close the class. Well, so I told you they join, they come on, they join, they come. Which kind of network they use? Okay, now Python. Okay. We don't need 12K. Me I can't read 15K. I beg. When I still like me this thing, algorithm they favor me. just look around. Which one be Yakubu again? Who be Yakubu? I mean, I dey like or make it reach 15 more, reach 15 more close. More quick, more close, or more quick, more close. I can't reach 15K. So some of them, I mean, I go read on this for each statement again. I mean, I go observe. I mean, I go there. Ability, I see you, I see you, I see you. Ability, my guy, I see say you enter class. Oh, Yemi Eric don't already prepare, correct. Ability, how far now? How that way? Me na power tap, I almost need that 15K more close. Okay, now don't try to be, oh yeah, now everywhere good. So next class now on Monday. Me now don't forget the Slack class on Tuesday by Yemi Eric. Now be our lecturer for that day. He want teach us what be Jason. Yeah. So and man no talk about that after the class. Thanks, Jerry Ability. Now they talk, okay, after this project, I thought after this project, we'll still do one more project. Or I go explain some other things for Dom. Then we'll continue with ES6. Continue to do some things. We'll learn promises, API, and all those things. So we'll come to work with open API then. Time for Tuesday will be 2 p.m. on Slack. 2 p.m. But on Monday class, it's always 11 or 10. I go update you now what time the class will be. Satil, well done. Satil, thank you. Are you new? Satil is like you are new, right? In this my class. If you are new, go YouTube, go check the previous classes. Just go, you thank you with us at all. So once we enter the exercises, we'll just do one or two things. We'll learn all those weather app that they thought say we create. You know, say we go need API. So we'll come learn how to use API. We'll use Ajax or some other things. Then we'll learn Azios. We'll learn what is they call this one again? Fetch API. We'll learn Fetch API. Then boom, we'll move. We'll come start React. Inside that React, so now we'll take learn Tailwind CSS. So small now, and I will see. We know they do PHP. I don't mention anything like PHP for this class. PHP na back end. We know they do PHP. This one na front end we they do. Okay, I think that's all. We can close. See you guys. Happy Easter, everybody. When I use this Easter break, still go our YouTube channel, go learn previous class. When I learn many things. So, Oluwa Bemiga anointing Abayomi. Wow, that name long die. Okay, so see you guys. Happy Easter, everybody. Bye.